Respected friends, salutations, greetings, gratitudes, congratulations, welcome, wishes, and prayers. Our daily 7 sadhanas, Vedic chanting, mantra dhyanam, common sense thought, Shanti, Guruparampara, Smarana mantras, Sankalpa for Sanatana Dharma, and Vishwa Adhyatmika Pragati, chanting of Upanishadic mantras, studying the Upanishad with Bhashya. The last mantra, 23rd of the last chapter, 6th of our ninth Upanishad, Shwethashwathara, we are studying word by word with Bhashya. May we do our required homework also of again Adhyana Manana Chintana to grasp what is said, to retain what is grasped, to respect and value what is retained, and to practice what we are respecting. May Parabrahma Ishwara Jaganmatha, Devatagana, Gurugana, Shastragana, Nirantara Krupa and cooperation of the world around be with us always so that our Vyaktitva Vikasa happening, so that our Adhyatmic Sadhana happening along with progress without any hindrance. And also, we are becoming a useful asset to the spiritual aspect of the world. Friends, in our Vedic chanting today, new mantra of Ashirvada to the Vatu who has taken Brahmachari Diksha of 11 mantras. But before that, last 3 days, what we have chanted, learnt, the Bhaya Nivarana Suktam 1, the Bhaya Nivarana Suktam 2, the Aikamatya Suktam 3. I found it to be important, required. So, today we will chant each of those Suktams three times. Still, if we have time, we will learn the new Suktam. If not, tomorrow we will learn it. Okay, and the meaning is explained last 2 days. You have to refer to it. I can't help it. And it is found in the ATHARVANA Veda. Just listen if you cannot chant it. That itself is a good sadhana. Om Atha Bhaya Nivaranartham अथर्वण वेदांतर्गत सकल देवताम उद्देश्य सूक्तम ओम ये स्यांस्थ प्राच्याम दिशि हेतयो नाम देवाः तेषां वो अग्निरिषवः तेनो मृडत तेनोधिब्रूत तेभ्यो वो नमस्तेभ्यो वः स्वाहा ये स्यांस्थदक्षिणायां दिशि हविष्यवो नाम देवाः तेषां वः कामैषवः तेनो मृडत तेनोधिब्रूत तेभ्यो वो नमः तेभ्यो वः स्वाहा ये स्यांस्थप्रतीच्यां दिशि वैराजा नाम देवाः तेषां व आपैषवः तेनो मृडत तेनोधिब्रूत तेभ्यो वो नमः तेभ्यो वः स्वाहा ये स्यांस्थोदीच्यां दिशि प्रविद्यन्तो नाम देवाः तेषां वो वातैषवः तेनो मृडत तेनोधिब्रूत तेभ्यो वो नमः तेभ्यो वः स्वाहा ये स्यांस्थध्रुवायां दिशि निलिम्पा नाम देवाः तेषां व ओषधीरिषवः तेनो मृडत तेनोधिब्रूत तेभ्यो वो नमः तेभ्यो वः स्वाहा ये स्यांस्थोर्ध्वायां दिशि अवस्वन्तो नाम देवाः तेषां वो बृहस्पतिरिषवः तेनो मृडत तेनोऽधिब्रूत तेभ्यो वो नमः तेभ्यो वः स्वाहा ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः. Two more times. Just all directional devatas are saluted, asking to remove our enemies and fears. ॐ ये स्यांस्थ प्राच्यां दिशि हेतयो नाम देवाः तेषां वो अग्निरिषवः तेनो मृडत तेनोऽधिब्रूत तेभ्यो वो नमस्तेभ्यो वः स्वाहा ये स्यांस्थ दक्षिणायां दिशि अविश्यवो नाम देवाः तेषां वः कामैषवः तेनो मृडत तेनोऽधिब्रूत तेभ्यो वो नमस्तेभ्यो वः स्वाहा ये स्यांस्थ प्रतीच्यां दिशि वैराजा नाम देवाः तेषां वापैषवः तेनो मृडत तेनोऽधिब्रूत तेभ्यो वो नमस्तेभ्यो वः स्वाहा ये स्यांस्थोदीच्यां दिशि प्रविद्यन्तो नाम देवाः तेषां वो वातैषवः तेनो मृडत तेनोऽधिब्रूत तेभ्यो वो नमस्तेभ्यो वः स्वाहा ये स्यांस्थध्रुवायां दिशि निलिम्पा नाम देवाः तेषां व ओषधीर्षवः तेनो मृडत तेनोऽधिब्रूत तेभ्यो वो नमः तेभ्यो वः स्वाहा ये स्यांस्थोर्ध्वायां दिशि अवस्वन्तो नाम देवाः तेषां वो बृहस्पतिर्षवः तेनो मृडत तेनोऽधिब्रूत तेभ्यो वो नमस्तेभ्यो वः स्वाहा ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः. Once more. ॐ ये स्यांस्थ प्राच्यां दिशि हेतयो नाम देवास्तेषां वो अग्निरिषवः तेनो मृडत तेनोऽधिब्रूत तेभ्यो नो तेभ्यो वो नमस्तेभ्यो वः स्वाहा ये स्यांस्थ दक्षिणायां दिशि हविष्यवो नाम देवास्तेषां वः कामैषवः तेनो मृडत तेनोऽधिब्रूत तेभ्यो वो नमस्तेभ्यो वः स्वाहा ये स्यांस्थ प्रतीच्यां दिशि वैराजा नाम देवाः तेषां व आपैषवः तेनो मृडत तेनोऽधिब्रूत तेभ्यो वो नमस्तेभ्यो वः स्वाहा ये स्यांस्थोदीच्यां दिशि ये स्यांस्थोदीच्यां दिशि प्रविद्यन्तो नाम देवाः तेषां वो वातैषवः तेनो मृडत तेनोऽधिब्रूत तेभ्यो वो नमस्तेभ्यो वः स्वाहा ये स्यांस्थध्रुवायां दिशि निलिम्पा नाम देवाः तेषां व ओषधीर्षवः तेनो मृडत तेनोऽधिब्रूत तेभ्यो वो नमस्तेभ्यो वः स्वाहा ये स्यांस्थोर्ध्वायां दिशि अवस्वन्तो नाम देवाः तेषां वो बृहस्पतिर्षवः तेनो मृडत तेनोऽधिब्रूत तेभ्यो वो नमस्तेभ्यो वः स्वाहा ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः. In the same way, there is another suktam which we have learned day before yesterday. Of that also, let us make 3 times chanting. Narayana. In that also, all directions, all devatas, all arrows, saluting, asking to remove all the enemies inner and outer, so that our sadhana seva are unobstructed. ॐ प्राचीदिग्निरधिपतिः असितो रक्षिता आदित्या इषवः तेभ्यो नमोऽधिपतिभ्यो नमो रक्षितृभ्यो नम इषुभ्यो नम एभ्यो अस्तु योऽस्मान् द्वेष्टियं वयं द्विष्मः तं भोजम्भे दद्मः दक्षिणादिगिन्द्रोऽधिपतिः तिरश्चिराजैरक्षिता पितर इषवः तेभ्यो नमोऽधिपतिभ्यो नमो रक्षितृभ्यो नम इषुभ्यो नम एभ्यो अस्तु योऽस्मान् द्वेष्टियं वयं द्विष्मः तं भोजम्भे दद्मः प्रतीचीदिग्वरुणोऽधिपतिः पृदाक् रक्षिता अन्नमिषवः तेभ्यो नमोऽधिपतिभ्यो नमो रक्षितृभ्यो नम इषुभ्यो नम एभ्यो अस्तु योऽस्मान् द्वेष्टियं वयं द्विष्मः तं भोजम्भे दद्मः उदीचीदिक् सोमोऽधिपतिः स्वजो रक्षिता अशनिरिषवः तेभ्यो नमोऽधिपतिभ्यो नमो रक्षितृभ्यो नम इषुभ्यो नम एभ्यो अस्तु योऽस्मान् द्वेष्टियं वयं द्विष्मः तं भोजम्भे दद्मः ध्रुवादिग्विष्णुरधिपतिः कल्माषग्रीवो रक्षिता वीरुदैषवः तेभ्यो नमोऽधिपतिभ्यो नमो रक्षितृभ्यो नम इषुभ्यो नम एभ्यो अस्तु योऽस्मान् द्वेष्टियं वयं द्विष्मः तं भोजम्भे दद्मः ऊर्ध्वादिग्बृहस्पतिरधिपतिः श्वित्रो रक्षिता वर्षमिषवः तेभ्यो नमोऽधिपतिभ्यो नमो रक्षितृभ्यो नम इषुभ्यो नम एभ्यो अस्तु योऽस्मान् द्वेष्टियं वयं द्विष्मः तं भोजम्भे दद्मः ओम शांति 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 अगेन 2 more times ॐ प्राचीदिगग्निरधिपतिरसितो रक्षितादित्या इषवः तेभ्यो नमोऽधिपतिभ्यो नमो रक्षितृभ्यो नम इषुभ्यो नम एभ्यो अस्तु योऽस्मान् द्वेष्टियं वयं द्विष्मः तं भोजम्भे दद्मः दक्षिणादिगिन्द्रोऽधिपतिश्चिरश्चिराजीरक्षिता पितर इषवः तेभ्यो नमोऽधिपतिभ्यो नमो रक्षितृभ्यो रक्षितृभ्यो नम इषुभ्यो नम एभ्यो अस्तु योऽस्मान् द्वेष्टियं वयं द्विष्मस्तं भोजम्भे दद्मः प्रतीचीदिग्वरुणोऽधिपतिः पृदाग्रक्षितान्नमिषवः तेभ्यो नमोऽधिपतिभ्यो नमो रक्षितृभ्यो नम इषुभ्यो नम एभ्यो अस्तु योऽस्मान् द्वेष्टियं वयं द्विष्मस्तं भोजम्भे दद्मः उदीचीदिक् सोमोऽधिपतिः स्वजो रक्षिता शनिरिषवः तेभ्यो नमोऽधिपतिभ्यो नमो रक्षितृभ्यो नम इषुभ्यो नम एभ्यो अस्तु योऽस्मान् द्वेष्टियं वयं द्विष्मस्तं भोजम्भे दद्मः ध्रुवादिग्विष्णुरतिपतिः कल्माषग्रीवो रक्षिता वीरुदैषवः तेभ्यो नमोऽधिपतिभ्यो नमो रक्षितृभ्यो नम इषुभ्यो नम एभ्यो अस्तु योऽस्मान् द्वेष्टियं वयं द्विष्मस्तं भोजम्भे दद्मः ऊर्ध्वादिग्बृहस्पतिरधिपतिः श्वित्रो रक्षिता वर्षमिषवः तेभ्यो नमोऽधिपतिभ्यो नमो रक्षितृभ्यो नम इषुभ्यो नम एभ्यो अस्तु योऽस्मान् द्वेष्टियं वयं द्विष्मस्तं भोजम्भे दद्मः ॐ शान्तिः 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 once more praying to all the lords that one time we are doing this chanting, O Lord, consider it that I am doing it every day. सकृत् सेवया नित्य सेवा फलं त्वं प्रयच्छ ॐ प्राचीदिगग्निरधिपतिः असितो रक्षिता आदित्या इषवः तेभ्यो नमोऽधिपतिभ्यो नमो रक्षितृभ्यो नम इषुभ्यो नम एभ्यो अस्तु योऽस्मान् द्वेष्टियं वयं द्विष्मः तं भोजम्भे दद्मः दक्षिणादिगिन्द्रोऽधिपतिश्चिरश्चिराजीरक्षिता पितर इषवः तेभ्यो नमोऽधिपतिभ्यो नमो रक्षितृभ्यो नम इषुभ्यो नम एभ्यो अस्तु योऽस्मान् द्वेष्टियं वयं द्विष्मः तं भोजम्भे दद्मः प्रतीचीदिग्वरुणोऽधिपतिः पृदाग्रक्षिता अन्नमिषवः तेभ्यो नमोऽधिपतिभ्यो नमो रक्षितृभ्यो नम इषुभ्यो नम एभ्यो अस्तु योऽस्मान् द्वेष्टियं वयं द्विष्मः तं भोजम्भे दद्मः उदीचीदिक् सोमोऽधिपतिः स्वजो रक्षिता शनिरिषवः तेभ्यो नमोऽधिपतिभ्यो नमो रक्षितृभ्यो नम इषुभ्यो नम एभ्यो अस्तु योऽस्मान् द्वेष्टियं वयं द्विष्मः तं भोजम्भे दद्मः ध्रुवादिग्विष्णुरधिपतिः कल्माषग्रीवो रक्षिता वीरुधैषवः तेभ्यो नमोऽधिपतिभ्यो नमो रक्षितृभ्यो नम ईशुभ्यो नम एभ्यो अस्तु। योऽस्मान् वेष्टि यं वयं द्विष्मः तं भोजम्भे दद्मः। ऊर्ध्वादिग्बृहस्पतिरधिपतिः श्वित्रो रक्षिता वर्षमिषवः। तेभ्यो नमोऽधिपतिभ्यो नमो रक्षितृभ्यो नम ईशुभ्यो नम एभ्यो अस्तु। योऽस्मान् वेष्टि यं वयं द्विष्मः तं भोजम्भे दद्मः। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। Now the Aikamatya Suktam, which we learned yesterday, wherein entire family members, parents, children, children, parents, wife and husband, sisters, 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 brothers, 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 and extended this to the whole universal family. All of them have that sammanasya, sammanata, totally cohesive, coordinating hearts. All of them have one noble common goal and distributing works to each other as per the ability, capacity, requirements. Let all of them do those works and achieve those beautiful, ambitious goals. Let there be no hatred, disturbance, disliking for any reason between anybody. The whole universal oneness it is. Wonderful Suktam. That's why Bhagavan told us again to chant today, meaning we told you yesterday. Om Atha Tarvana Vedantargata Aikamatya Suktam. Om Sahrudayam Sam Manasyam Avidvesham Krunomi Vaha Anyo Anyam Abhiharyata अन्यो अन्यम अविहर्यत वत्सं जातमिवाग्न्या अनुव्रतः पितु पुत्रो मात्रा भवतु सम्मनाः जायापत्ये मधुमतीं वाचं वदतु शान्तिवां मा भ्राता भ्रातरं द्विक्षन् मा स्वसारमुत स्वसा सम्यञ्चः सव्रता भूत्वा वाचं वदत भद्रया येन देवा न वियन्ति नो च विद्विषते मिथः तत्कृण्मो ब्रह्मवो गृहे संज्ञानं पुरुषेभ्यः ज्यायान् ज्यायस्व ज्यायस्वन्तश्चित्तिनो मा वियौष्ट संह्रादयन्तः सदुराश्चरन्तः अन्यो अन्यस्मै वल्गुवदन्त एत सदृचीनान् वह सम्मनसस्कृणोमि समानी प्रपासहवोन्न भागः समाने योक्त्रे सहवो युनङ्मि सम्यञ्चोऽग्निं सपर्यतारानाभिमिवावितः सदृचीनान् वह सम्मनस्कृणोमि एकश्नुष्टीन् संवननेन सर्वान् देवा इवामृतं रक्षमाणाः सायं प्रातः सौमनसो वो अस्तु। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। Again. ॐ सहृदयं सामनस्यम् अविद्वेषं कृणोमि वः अन्यो अन्यम् अविहर्यत वत्सं जातमिवाज्ञा अनुव्रतः पितुः पुत्रो मात्रा भवतु सम्मनाः जायापत्ये मधुमतीं वाचं वदतु शान्तिवां मा भ्राता भ्रातरं द्विक्षन् मा स्वसारमुत स्वसा सम्यञ्चः सव्रता भूत्वा वाचं वदत भद्रया येन देवा न वियन्ति नो च विद्विषते मिथः तत्कृण्मो ब्रह्मवो गृहे संज्ञानं पुरुषेभ्यः जायस्वन्तश्चित्तिनो मा वियौष्ट संह्रादयन्तः सदुराश्चरन्तः अन्यो अन्यस्मै वल्गुवदन्त एत सदृचीनान् वः सम्मनसस्कृणोमि समानी प्रपासहवोन्न भागः समाने योक्त्रे सहवो युनङ्मे सम्यञ्चोऽग्निं सपर्यता अरानाभिमिवाभिदः सदृचीनान् वह सम्मनस्कृतोमि एकश्नुष्टीन् संवननेन सर्वान् देवा इव अमृतं रक्षमाणाः सायं प्रातः सौमनसो वो अस्तु। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। Once more. ॐ सहृदयं सामनस्यम् अविद्वेषं कृणोमि वः अन्यो अन्यम अभिहर्यता वत्सं जातमिवाज्ञा अनुव्रतः पितुः पुत्रो मात्रा भवतु सम्मनाः जायापत्ये मधुमतीं वाचं वदतु शान्तिवां मा भ्राता भ्रातरं द्विक्षन् मा स्वसारमुदस्वसा सम्यं च सव्रता भूत्वा वाचं वदत भद्रया येन देवा न वियन्ति नो च विद्विषते मितः तत्कृण्मो ब्रह्मवो गृहे संज्ञानं पुरुषेभ्यः जायस्वन्तश्चित्तिनो मा वियौष्ट सम्रादयन्तः सदुराश्चरन्तः अन्यो अन्यस्मै वल्गुवदन्त एत सध्रीचीनान् वह सम्मनसः स्कृणोमि समानी प्रपौ समानी प्रपासः वोन्न भागः समाने योक्त्रे सहवो युनङ्मि सम्यञ्चोऽग्निं सपर्यतारान् नाभि अरानाभिमिवाभितः सदृचीनान् वह सम्मनस्कृणोमि एकश्नुष्टीन् संवरनेन सर्वान् देवा इवामृतं रक्षमाणाः सायं प्रातः सौमनसो वो अस्तु ॐ शान्तिः 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 the blessings Ashirvada to the Vatu Brahmana. Tomorrow we will learn that. We have spent good time and beautiful suktams which we have chanted for the Rakshana from all the directions by the blessings of the directional devatas and wonderful sankalpas done for the Aikamatya of the family wherever we are, so that we synergize our energies, achieve the common goals. Common goal is happiness. Common goal is peace. That is internal for everyone. To achieve that, whatever the material things required, whatever the services required, whatever the loves required, they are practiced. You know, such a powerful suktam that is Aikamatya. One of the sentence, it is so tempting to talk exhaustively about that, but this we are sparing for someone else to do it. We have time only to learn the chanting, or if Prabhu wants, again sometime we may do. See that one of the thing is like when the Vatsa is born, how the Go Samudaya and Go Gai is so happy with that Vatsa is equal to that Vatsalya Prema. In that, there is nothing but karuna, there is nothing but goodwill, nothing but that calf should sustain, stand on its feet, live a happy life. That's how, when the Vatsa is born, the cow also and the owner of that cow and calf also feels. Same way we should feel with every of relation. You understand? Not only the parents toward the children. Same intense attitude of Vatsalya, of goodwill, prayers for the safety, security, sustenance, growth of every individual, say the children towards the parents, brother towards the other brother, brother towards the sister, sister towards the brother, sister towards the sister. That Vatsalya Bhav in every what do you call meeting, because for so many reasons that these family samudaya around us is giving us so much of protection, safety, security, help. Without them, how much difficult the life would be. Adhura rehta hai. So their contribution has to be acknowledged through this Vatsalya Bhava all the time. And that will happen when we are with all ourselves, remember their contributions in our life and prepare our minds fully that I love my brother, my sister, my parents, my children and my wife or husband. ये भरपूर दिल में जब बना लेते हैं, actually when the occasion comes where they are in front of us, we behave like that. We are filled with our own selfishness. Therefore, when they come in front of us, instead of selfless love, we have a selfish ego. Therefore, every interaction becomes a cause of quarrel and misery. So these are all to be rectified for a peaceful, happy life within the family. Like that. So many things. Now, friends, today in our second activity of Mantra Dhyanam, we will be learning the Gayatri Mantra of the seventh of the Sapta Rishis. All the six we have done from last 6 days. Agastya Rishi Vaisa, Atri Rishi Vaisa, Kashyapa Rishi Vaisa, Vasishta Rishi Vaisa, Vishwamitra Rishi Vaisa, Gautama Rishi we have seen, Bharadwaja Rishi also Vaisa. In that the first one, Agastya Rishi, eh, Atri Bhrugu Kutsa Vasishta Gautama Kashva Angirasa. In one of the yugas he is there, not now in the Sapta Rishi, but in the Rishi Mandala he is there. His portfolio, everybody is not the same all the time, except one or two like Vasishta. But we have seen that also Rishi Agastya, with him it was already 7, without him 6. So when it is 6, the 7th is the Jamadagni Maharshi. Okay, this Jamadagni Maharshi also, all rishis are first and foremost, they are tapasvis. Second, they are the Veda Jnanis. Third, they are Brahmarshi or Brahmajnanis. Inside. Outside, at the Sharira level, the world level, whatever happened to them bodily, whatever their contribution as per the divine, it went on happening. Let us be very clear about all these aspects without any confusion. In the same way, Bhrugu Maharshi also great. This Jamadagni Maharshi comes in Bhrugu Vamsha. About Bhrugu also we will learn one day, Bhrugu Maharshi, and chant his Gayatri mantra invoking his grace. So this, our Jamadagni Maharshi belongs to Bhrugu Vamsha. And his father is Ruchika Maharshi. Ruchika Rishi. Satyavati is the mother. Okay. Jamadagni means, Jama means Yamat. Agni means Yajna. The one who always performs Yajna in a systematic manner with commitment. That is why his name is the Jamadagni. Okay. Wife Renuka Devi, great. About this Jamadagni Rishi, the two important stories come. One, the Jamadagni Putra alone is Parashurama, who is the sixth avatara after Vamana avatara of Narayana. Vatsya Kurma, Varaha, Narasimha, Parashurama, Vamana, then Parashurama. The one who has got Parashu in the hands. So, one story about he ordering Parashurama, for the beheading of Renuka. It happens. He does it, other sons don't do. Then, happy with your this deed, tell me what you want. He said, with your tapashakti, bring back my mother. So she is again reinstated. Another story of Parashurama, Kartavirya Arjuna, or Jamadagnis, again like the Vasishta Vishwamitra, to this Jamadagni Rishi Ashrama, this who has come, Kartavirya Arjuna, a big king. He also says, I want this cow. Jamadagniji did not give. Therefore, so much of quarrel fighting. Finally, the Kartavirya's children kill Jamadagni Rishi. Then Parashuramji became very angry, and that is how he takes the pratigna of finishing all the adharma kshatriyas. And incidentally, every kshatriya was adharmic at that time. Therefore, it is said he made the whole earth freed from these adharmic kshatriyas for 21 times. Parshurama was a putra of this Jamadagni Maharshi. So, in this way, Jamadagni Maharshi is one in Saptarishis, Mahajnani, Mahatavasvi, Veda Mantra Drashta, Nirantara Yajna doing one, and so too is a symbolism of Kshama and Niyama Nishta Acharana Ityad. Okay. Mm. The mantra we chant today is Yajna Rupaya Vidmahe Parashurama Pitre Cha Dhimahi Tanno Jamadagni Prachodayat. Yajna Rupaya, because his name is Jamadagni. Yajna Rupaya Vidmahe Parashurama Pitre Cha Dhimahi Tanno Jamadagni Prachodayat. Just to see if you can chant 27 times. Remember Jamadagni Maharshi. Do all the upasana to him. One of the final upasana is through Gayatri Mantra, propitiating him, asking him to bless us, to do the prachodhanam in our life for our adhyatmika sadhana, pragati and anubhuti. Vidmahe Venoyi Sakshat Paramatma Swarupa. Dhimahi, after doing upasana, we are doing dhyana to him. Prachodayat, through namaskar and saranagati, we are requesting him to do the prachodhanam, the propelling of us into the Atmanubhav sadhana nirantara rupena, without any breakage or stoppage anywhere for any reason. ठीक है? ओम परब्रह्म परमात्म स्वरूप श्री जमदग्नि महर्षये नमः. ध्यायामि, आवाहयामि, स्थापयामि, पूजयामि. समस्त शक्त्योपचार, भक्त्योपचार, राजोपचार, देवोपचारान् समर्पयामि. छत्र चामर नृत्य गीतादीन् समर्पयामि. मंत्रेण जपेन स्तोत्रादिना कीर्तनादिना गायत्री मंत्रेण तोषयामि, नमस्करोमि. प्रपत्तिं करोमि, प्रार्थयामि. गायत्री मंत्रम यज्ञरूपाय परशुराम पित्रे जमदग्नये. चमो तन्नो जमदग्नि. बस. ओम यज्ञरूपाय विद्महे परशुराम पित्रे च धीमहि तन्नो जमदग्नि प्रचोदयात्. ओम यज्ञरूपाय विद्महे परशुराम पित्रे च धीमहि तन्नो जमदग्नि प्रचोदयात्. ओम यज्ञरूपाय विद्महे परशुराम पित्रे च धीमहि तन्नो जमदग्नि प्रचोदयात्. ओम यज्ञरूपाय विद्महे परशुराम पित्रे च धीमहि तन्नो जमदग्नि प्रचोदयात्. ओम यज्ञरूपाय विद्महे परशुराम पित्रे च धीमहि तन्नो जमदग्नि प्रचोदयात्. ओम यज्ञरूपाय विद्महे परशुराम पित्रे च धीमहि तन्नो जमदग्नि प्रचोदयात्. ओम यज्ञरूपाय विद्महे परशुराम पित्रे च धीमहि तन्नो जमदग्नि प्रचोदयात्. ओम यज्ञरूपाय विद्महे परशुराम पित्रे च धीमहि तन्नो जमदग्नि प्रचोदयात्. ओम यज्ञरूपाय विद्महे परशुराम पित्रे च धीमहि तन्नो जमदग्नि प्रचोदयात्. ओम यज्ञरूपाय विद्महे परशुराम पित्रे च धीमहि तन्नो जमदग्नि प्रचोदयात्. ओम यज्ञरूपाय विद्महे परशुराम पित्रे च धीमहि तन्नो जमदग्नि प्रचोदयात्. ओम यज्ञरूपाय विद्महे परशुराम पित्रे च धीमहि तन्नो जमदग्नि प्रचोदयात्. ओम यज्ञरूपाय विद्महे परशुराम पित्रे च धीमहि तन्नो जमदग्नि प्रचोदयात्. ओम यज्ञरूपाय विद्महे परशुराम पित्रे च धीमहि तन्नो जमदग्नि प्रचोदयात्. ओम यज्ञरूपाय विद्महे परशुराम पित्रे च धीमहि तन्नो जमदग्नि महर्षि प्रचोदयात्. ओम यज्ञरूपाय विद्महे परशुराम पित्रे च धीमहि तन्नो जमदग्नि महर्षि प्रचोदयात्. ओम यज्ञरूपाय विद्महे परशुराम पित्रे च धीमहि तन्नो जमदग्नि महर्षि प्रचोदयात्. ओम यज्ञरूपाय विद्महे परशुराम पित्रे च धीमहि तन्नो जमदग्नि महर्षि प्रचोदयात्. ओम यज्ञरूपाय विद्महे परशुराम पित्रे च धीमहि तन्नो जमदग्नि महर्षि प्रचोदयात्. ओम यज्ञरूपाय विद्महे परशुराम पित्रे च धीमहि तन्नो जमदग्नि महर्षि प्रचोदयात्. ओम यज्ञरूपाय विद्महे परशुरामपित्रे च धीमहि तन्नो जमदग्निमहर्षिः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ यज्ञरूपाय विद्महे परशुरामपित्रे च धीमहि तन्नो जमदग्निमहर्षिः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ यज्ञरूपाय विद्महे परशुरामपित्रे च धीमहि तन्नो जमदग्निमहर्षिः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ यज्ञरूपाय विद्महे परशुरामपित्रे च धीमहि तन्नो जमदग्निमहर्षिः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ यज्ञरूपाय विद्महे परशुरामपित्रे च धीमहि तन्नो जमदग्निमहर्षिः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ यज्ञरूपाय विद्महे परशुरामपित्रे च धीमहि तन्नो जमदग्निमहर्षिः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ यज्ञरूपाय विद्महे परशुरामपित्रे च धीमहि तन्नो जमदग्निमहर्षिः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ श्री परब्रह्म परमात्मस्वरूप श्री जमदग्निमहर्षये नमः। नमस्करोमि, आत्मसमर्पणं करोमि, शरणागतोऽस्मि, प्रार्थयामि। मां रक्ष रक्ष परिपाहि परिपाहि बाह्याभ्यन्तरशत्रून् अस्मिन् क्षणे एव निर्मूलनं कृत्वा परमात्मानुभवं प्रति प्रचोदनं कृत्वा अस्मिन् जन्मनि अस्मिन् क्षणे एव परमात्मानुभूतिद्वारा मोक्षं प्रदेहि। ॐ श्रीजमदग्निमहर्षये नमः। सनातनधर्मस्य वैदिकहैन्दवसंस्कृतेः भारतवर्षस्यापि विश्वस्यापि बाह्याभ्यन्तरशत्रुविघ्ननिर्मूलनं कृत्वा अभिवृद्धिं कृत्वा विश्वव्याप्तिं प्रदेहि प्रदेहि प्रयच्छ प्रयच्छ। ॐ श्रीजमदग्निमहर्षये नमः। ॐ श्रीजमदग्निमहर्षये नमः। ॐ श्रीजमदग्निमहर्षये नमः। ॐ श्रीजमदग्निमहर्षये नमः। ॐ श्री जमदग्नि महर्षये 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 नमः। Did we ever imagine that these rishis Gayatri mantra will do Ucharana, Dhyana Purvakena and extend our prayers ardently from the heart? The Lord Himself blessing us to do in this session or the class. Be in that mood of feeling of blessedness and not allowing ego, biasness, any distractions. Just involve with utmost Shraddha in doing these sadhanas. These things will be told up to one level and one time. Later on, it is each one's inner maturity to go beyond or rise above the tiny, petty, paltry individualization and utilize these blessings for realizing the universal oneness. Very delightful. Now, many other Maharshis, like the Bhrugu Maharshi and like the Shuka Maharshi, most importantly, हम कल ही करेंगे व्यास महर्षि, then याज्ञवल्क्य महर्षि, वैशंपायन महर्षि, then so many other rishis are there. Vaishampayana, Yagnivalkya, Shukadeva, Vedavyasa, Valmiki Maharshi, who's Maitreya Maharshi. They're all great saints. Of all these Maharshis also, we will have every day Gayatri Mantra, talking for 2 or 3 minutes about what are they. More details, when you study Purana, Itihasa with your Shraddha, taking out time, you will know it. If in this life we have missed all of that, whatever right now we can do while doing so, in our next immediate opportunity, we will revel only in the learnings and chantings and prayers of all the Rishi Muni and the learnings of the Brahma Vidya and meditation Only these things we will do. In that way, Nirantara Sankalpa Prarthana, when we do in the coming lives, we don't get lost like we are lost in this life so far. सब किया बट फायदा ही नहीं था उस सबको करने का. वैसे छोटा नौकरी करके थोड़ा पैसे कमा के भोजन करके दिन भर आध्यात्मिक साधना से we should have evolved ourselves. But nobody told, we never knew. They were in so many things we went on involved. Never mind. Of next time. Anyway, in the same way, the Mahabhakta Rishis also. You know, Devarshis, Brahmarshis, Rajarshis, Bhakta Rishis, so many are there. Of them too, we'll chant Gayatri mantras. Also of the yogis, of the Siddha Purushas. At least in my list, there may be 25 to 30 of the past, of the Veda Kala, Purana Kala. Okay, and in this Kali Yuga Kala also we will be chanting the Gayatri mantras definitely of our Gaudapada Rishi, our Adi Shankara Rishi, our Puja Gurudev. उनके भी गायत्री हम पढ़ेंगे. सो पूरा मिलकर ये पूरा जून वाला महीना ऋषि स्मरण से हो जाएगा एवरी डे. Then be in that delight. It's a sadhana. Every day we are doing what we have done yesterday, we have not done today. So today let us do what we are doing today with full Shraddha. One Parabrahma only in so many Rishi Rupa. Through each of the Rishi Rupa, same Parabrahma we are saluting. There's no doubt at all. Right? Now after doing these two things of Vedic chanting and Rishi Gayatri Mantrocharana sadhanas, third sadhana is the common sense thought. Today's common sense thought is very precise, short, and non-elaborate. Hints given, and you have such a wonderful heart maturity. You understand it just by giving the hint. And it's a reminder to myself through you and sending that thought into that universe so that somebody will catch. It has come to us from the universe. We have used it, we are using it, we are sending it back. Two things only. First and foremost is what? In our ignorance or laziness or carelessness. If at all we made our entire outer external life a mess of it, definitely we might have made it. Now become matured, learn the art to set right that entire mess. I know. Like the house is a mess. What the house lady says does when she goes out, मायके में 5-6 दिन, by the time she comes, the husband and children, they made a mess of the house. Everything is displaced, misplaced, isn't it? किचन में जाओ तो एक एक चीज आधा ढक्कन लगाया किसी पे, तो क्या कहते हैं ना, चींटी घूम रहे, और वहां इधर कॉफी गिरा हुआ, इधर चाय पत्ती, everything mess. Then planningly she will set right one day kitchen. The next day the hall, they made sofa ka kapde सब इतना सत्यानाश कर दी. Everything moved. The flower vase are moved. The tea boys are moved. Vechari another day she will set right that mess. Then the other day the bedroom. कितना गंदा कर दे. Then another day the washroom. So whatever the mess is made by these fellows, she sets right. Then after that the garden, the portico, then the first floor they go and do that. Only one thing they don't destroy, and that is puja room, because they don't go. That's the only thing safe. Only थोड़ा सा धूल मिट्टी होगा उधर, जाला वगैरह, she will clean it. In the same way, in our life, if at all we have made a mess of it, definitely, in so many aspects, whatever is correctable right now, for which there is a need and time are there, correct that mess, isn't it? It can be our professional management, financial management. And if you ever made a mess of it, set it right. As an elderly beings above 65, 70, अब प्रोफेशनल मैनेजमेंट तो होगा नहीं, खत्म हो गया, 10 बार सस्पेंड हो गए थे, अब क्या करोगे? बट फाइनेंस मैनेजमेंट कैन बी डन properly, knowing what is the income expenses, exactly systematize karo. For other youngsters, if you have made a mess of their profession, set right. All the quarrels with the boss, etc. Usko ठीक कर लो. Then the finance management, you should plan for the entire life, how to earn, how to save, how to comfortably live. One mess about the profession and finance. Another mess is about, most important is, with the human beings, the mess of the relations. Spoiled relation everywhere. Again, naturally, by ego, selfishness, uncontrolled vani, we might have hurt many people, disturbed, insulted, humiliated. Kitna kiya hoga? Starting from our own parents. We made a mess by disregarding them. Correct karo usko. Then the spouse, we made a mess by taking for granted or becoming too arrogant, etc. Mutually. Set it right. I'm not giving exhaustive details. है ना? पति को परमेश्वर के रूप में पूजा मंदिर में बिठा के 4 घंटे उनको हिलने मत देना. देन डू बिल्वपत्र पूजा अभिषेक. ही विल ऑल्सो टेक बदला. तो मेरा करती है गुरुवार के दिन, आज शुक्रवार है, और वो पति विल मेक द वाइफ सिट देयर एंड 8 hours he does all pujas to her. And the outer world is happy because these two devils are not coming. So all the aspects, how that mess made in that mutual relation is set right. Again, with the children, whatever the mess is made, isn't of what mess for a children the parents might have made now when the children are already grown. Only one, that they have not given the values, they are not given the spiritual directions. So find that way, technique, occasion, opportunity, and just tell them, by this thing I didn't tell you so far. Now I am telling you, now the choice is yours. Yatechasi tatha kuru. Isn't it? The mess towards the children. Whatever is made, set right. So too the mess if you have done with the neighbors, in the friend circle, in the distant relations. Wherever required to correct, rectify. कुछ कुछ जगह पे अब जरूरत नहीं होती है. मन ही मन you just pray. What to do? You were there working somewhere, there you made a mess. अब you cannot go there. मन ही मन उनसे क्षमा मांग लेना. हो गया बात खत्म. So too, if you have made a mess with your servant class or with your shopkeepers, बंदे को ना हर एक से लड़ना होता है, कोई कोई लोग, है ना? Set it right. The mess can be of negative aspect of hatred fighting, doubly negative aspect of unnecessary attachment. वो भी mess है ना? By our attachment to people, by expecting them to attach to us, yet blind leading the blind, both will fall in ditch only. As much we should not attach to the people, so much we should not allow others to attach to us. I told you thrice this point, fourth time we are telling now. When I am attached to someone, with my common sense of Viveka Vairagya, I can detach. But when I do the biggest foolishness of making others attached to me, then after that the case is not in our hands. If those people are not wise enough, throughout life they will chase us, and perhaps in the next life also. More dangerous. That is like Aratir Jana Samsadi, Ekante Sugamase. Oh, bhai, all this told in the Shastra. It's a mess. Especially as an Adhyatmika seeker, nobody is depending on me. Nobody is attaching to me. That's the highest achievement. And in this na 50% our ego कर ही लेता है, बाकी 50% the God does it. ऐसे बनाते हैं माहौल कि nobody comes to you and you are the most lucky one. In this way, professional, financial, relational messes. and day-to-day domestic mess, whatever we have done. A big thing it is, every detail I will not tell. The irregularities in our day schedule or routine. Mess of it. टाइम पे नहीं खाना, नहीं पीना, नहीं सोना, एंड अननेसरली घूमना, तबीयत खराब करना, घंटों टीवी के सामने बैठना. These are all mess of life only. Trying to gather information about the whole world of which we have no relation at all. This you said, right? Hint is given, understand. It's a maturity. My life should be clean, neat, tidy, systematic, outer, like my house. Then comes the second most important one, जिसको बताने के लिए पहला एग्जाम्पल दिया. Same way is our mind, which is made a mess by us. है ना? Mess. The other day I was going through that cantonment area. वहाँ बोर्ड लिखा था officers mess. So what mess they make there? We made a kabad of our mind also. We made it so unworthy, unqualified for the beautiful spiritual journey, which as a human being alone we can do it. Only human being can do it. वो स्पिरिचुअल साधना के लिए लायक छोड़ा ही नहीं हम अपने अंतःकरण को, मन को. माइंड मीन्स ऑल फोर, मन बुद्धि चित्त अहंकार. वी मेड ए मेस ऑफ इट. Chitta filled with the dirt and filth of the world, buddhi always dull-witted, and ahankara is beyond the roof, touched to the peak of the sky also, height of sky. And the mana, we know that we cannot raise our own mind, therefore we are in the world outside. ये mess को ठीक कर लो. It's a big subject. If I touch it, it will be a 5 days topic. The entire, whether it is Sthita Prajna Lakshanas of chapter 2 of Gita, Bhakta Lakshanas of 12, Jnana Sadhana Lakshanas of 13, Devi Sampada of the 16. All of them talk about setting right our inner antakarana, which we made a mess of it inadvertently. है ना? Set it right. You look at it any form. In the Guna Rup Moina देखोगे तो make it सात्विक etc. In the Yoga Drishtya, if you take it, make it as a Ekagra Bhumi etc. अब आपको ये सब पढ़ा चुके हैं. No, I did not tell everything. है ना? One thing I can help and add, which we have already studied in Yoga Darshan etc. The mind is made into mess. Again, it is exactly what we said yesterday, I think in this class only. When it is misguided and wrongly habituated, when it is running in all these 5 things. 5 में से लास्ट 2 को उसी में डालकर उसको 3 बनाते. So in 3 directions the mind is made mess. One desha, second kala, third is vastu. Vastu vyakti paristhiti is one category. So in unwanted desha, unwanted kala, unwanted vastu vyakti paristhiti, we trained our mind continuously to run. Remember, this technically is called the manorajya. That manorajya is the mess of the mind. That पता नहीं कहाँ भटक रहा है. Like you have 4 children. कहाँ कौन जा रहा है पता ही नहीं. भटक ही रहा है वो. कोई रिपोर्ट नहीं करता, कोई बात नहीं सुनता, कुछ नहीं. Same way we have Manabuddhi Chitta Ahankara, 4 children, made a mess of it. Nobody reports to us. पता नहीं कौन कहाँ जा रहा है. That's called Manorajya. The Manorajya is the misguided mind, which is a terrible enemy for not only a spiritual seeker, but also for the achieving the worldly successes. We are seekers, we talk spiritually. So, making mess of the mind is allowing the Manorajya. Setting the mess of the mind is pulling the mind away from its own Rajya and making it to do what we have to do, the spiritual sadhanas. And that's how in our Yoga Darshanam, the Dharana, Dhyana, Samadhi, Abhyasas are taught. Dharana is to control the mind with respect to place. Dhyana is to control the mind with respect to object. Samadhi is the control of the mind with respect to time. Deshakala, Vastu respectively, When the mind is controlled, it is called as Samyamita Mana. Trayamekatra Sanyamaha. We have seen it. Deshavandha Chittasya Dharana, Tatra Pratyaya Ekatanata Dhyanam. Then the Samadhi, Trayamekatra Sanyamaha. Then Samyamita mind alone is used for the outer siddhis, is used for the Samprajnata Samadhis. Then Vritti Nirodha, then Atma Pratishtha Rupa Kaivalya Prapti. You all have heard it now. So refreshing. So the thought is mess of the mind be totally set right. अभी देखो आंख बंद करके माइंड कहाँ जा रहा है, क्यों जा रहा है, पता ही नहीं चलता और सोता रहता है, लेजी रहता है, थक जाता है. Tell it to take the name of the Lord. 3 times it takes and sleeps or distracts or slips here and there. That's called mess of the mind. Isn't it? रजोगुण तमोगुण. जिंदगी भर उस मन को बच्चों की तरह प्रोटेक्ट करते ही रहना पड़ता है. That is the spirituality. That's why it's a total lifelong dedicated activity. What is that? The mess of the mind eliminated. Mind is fully controlled in all its aspects. Controlled mind is applied for the spiritual evolution through Shravana, Adhyayana, Manana, Chintana, Nididhyasana, Dhyana, Anubhuti, Anubhavanishta. Be clear about it. Okay, today the thought is the mess of life, set it right. The mess of mind called Manorajya, set it right. Mind runs in these directions, control it from all those directions through Viveka and Vairagya and Mokshuta. Viveka Vairagya is in this useless world, nothing is worthy to be remembered and entertained in the mind. Mokshuta is let this mind dissolve in the discovery of the divine self. Rest I need not say, the whole Upanishadic classes are only for that. Think more. Mind, we made a mess of it. Now let us organize it. Set it right in all its aspects. लिख लो किस किस तरह माइंड खराब हुआ है, किस किस तरह से माइंड को ठीक करना है. Then keep doing that. We make a mess of our mind, and with this mind we want to control our minds, other minds, and they also do the same thing, and the whole thing is so chaotic, absolutely proving how foolish we are, how unintelligent we are, how uneducated we are, how immature we are. Academically we may be educated, professionally we may be skillful, in earning money we may be in good position. वो सब बाहरी चीज है. That is standard of living. We talk about standard of life here. देख लो भाई, that's the greatest endeavor. Continuously setting right the mind and putting it towards the higher path. इसके अलावा और कुछ करना ही नहीं एक उम्र आने के बाद. Too much worried about the people around, situations, experiences. अरे every experience belongs to upadhis. If it is in prarabdha, it will come and go. You focus on reality. समझते ही नहीं. ॐ ॐ ॐ ॐ सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहैः. ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः. ॐ नमो ब्रह्मादिभ्यो ब्रह्मविद्यासम्प्रदायकर्तृभ्यो वंशऋषिभ्यो महद्भ्यो नमो गुरुभ्यः. ओम यैरिमे गुरुभिः पूर्वं पदवाक्यप्रमाणतः व्याख्याताः सर्ववेदान्ताः तान् नित्यं प्रणतोऽस्म्यहम्. ओम शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं निधये सर्वविद्यानां श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् ओम विदिताखिल शास्त्र सुधा जलदे ब्रह्मानंदम परम सुखदम परब्रह्मणे श्रुतिमात्रे समस्त ब्रह्म भक्ति योग धर्म विद्याचार्येभ्यो ऋषिभ्यो मुनिभ्यो गुरुभ्यो देवताभ्यो अस्मद्गुरुभ्यो नमः. श्वेताश्वतरोपनिषदः आचार्येभ्यो नमः. संकल्पः तेषां सर्वेषां कृपानुग्रहेण उपनिषदुक्त ब्रह्मात्मैक्यबोधेन अस्मिन् क्षणे एव मोक्षकैवल्यप्राप्त्यर्थं सनातन धर्म से विश्वव्याप्ति विश्व आध्यात्मिक प्रगत्यर्थम धर्म संस्थापकानां नित्य निरंतर दिग्विजयार्थम श्रीराम मंदिरवत् शिव कृष्णादि मंदिरादीनां पुनर्वाप्ति तेषु निरंतर शास्त्र अध्ययनादीनां द्वारा भारतवर्षस्य सनातनधर्मस्य बाह्याभ्यन्तर शत्रुविघ्न शाश्वत समूल निर्मूलन पूर्वक भारतवर्षे विश्वे च अस्मात् क्षणादारभ्य वैदिक हैन्दव संस्कृतेः धर्ममोक्ष पुरुषार्थानां सुसंप्रतिष्ठावाप्त्यर्थम् अस्यां कक्षायाम् आगतानां सङ्कल्पितसत्कर्मसु दिग्विजयः तेषां हृदये परब्रह्मादीनां प्रति भक्त्यादीनां द्वारा जन्म साफल्यार्थम् अनेक शास्त्राणाम् अध्ययन साधना प्रयत्न मध्ये कृष्णे यजुर्वेदीय श्वेताश्वतर उपनिषदः आद्यशंकर भाष्य समेत अध्ययन साधना प्रयत्नं मोक्षार्थं वयं सर्वे करिष्यामहे। ओम नित्यानंदं निराधारं निखिलाधारम् अव्ययं निगमाद्यगतं नित्यं नीलकण्ठं नमाम्यहम्। पारायणम् अथ द्वितीयोऽध्यायः 4, 5, 6। ओम युञ्जते मन उत युञ्जते धियः विप्रा विप्रस्य बृहतो विपश्चितः विहोत्रा दधे वयुना विदेकः इन्मही देवस्य सवितुः परिष्टुतिः युजेवां ब्रह्मपूर्व्यं नमोभिर्विश्लोक एतु पथ्येव सूरेः शृण्वन्तु विश्वे अमृतस्य पुत्राः आये धामानि दिव्यानि तस्थुः अग्निर्यत्राभिमथ्यते वायुर्यत्राधिरुध्यते सोमो यत्रातिरिच्यते तत्र संजायते मनः। Three mantras every day we are chanting. Now study or chant the last mantra twice. Om yasya deve para bhaktihi yatha deve tatha gurau तस्यैते कथिता ह्यर्थाः प्रकाशन्ते महात्मनः इति। अगेन यस्य देवे परा भक्तिः यथा देवे तथा गुरौ तस्यैते कथिता ह्यर्था प्रकाशन्ते महात्मनः। So para bhakti we have to have for deva and Guru. Then only the Upanishadic mantras reveal their meaning of Siddhanta Jnanam, Sadhana and the Anubhuti also, not otherwise. So towards whom we have to have Parabhakti, Deva and Guru, Shruti Mata is saying. Now this Bhakti, when we talk about Para, today 1-2 thoughts we discuss, then enter into Bhashya to continue what we have studied. This Bhakti, external, only in the beginning, because of our attachment to so many things external. Thereafter, slowly the bhakti has to become internal, wherein the Lord or the Guru, including their Rupa and our Upasana to them, should happen in our heart. And the respective, that devotion, surrender, etc. Not outside. How long the Guru and God will stay for you seated there and go on receiving that puja? अरे उनको कुछ दूसरा काम धंधा नहीं है क्या? That is why you can see Bhagavan Adi Shankara and all, they all have given us the Manasa Pujas also. The Manasa Puja is Uttama than the Sthula Puja. Sthula Puja is done to become qualified for the Antahkarana, inside Puja. And at one age, in old age, Sthula Pujas you cannot do. Where will you get water from Ganga Maya? Where will you do the cleaning of Puja Mandir and all? No. बट बैठकर मन ही मन आप पूरा जो करते थे कर सकते हैं. That which you used to do grossly, you can do subtly. So always the bhakti is the inner thing it is. Learn from outside, express outside whenever it is required. Isn't it? Like love, mother has for child. When it is required, she will express outside in the form of giving him food, etc., giving him banging, etc. जो चाहिए वो, जो जरूरत. But inside she has always. So to Parabhakti to the Guru and God is in the heart, not outside. Too much outside bothering the Guru also is not correct. You have to rise above and go inside, right? And then the higher level mein, that Guru and Deva, whichever the Deva we have taken, those Rupa Nama we have to transcend. We have to see them to be Sakshat Paramatma Tattva only. Luckily, from today, for 2 days, we will be studying the Bhakti only as taught by Bhagavan Rama in the evening, Ramacharitamanasa, Rama Gita. है ना धर्म ते विरति जोग ते ज्ञान ज्ञान मोक्ष प्रद भेद बखाना then bhagati tat anupama sukha moola he is going to bhagati ki sadhana kahau bakhani सुगम पंत मोहि पावहि प्राणी प्रथम ही वे प्रचरण अति प्रीति निज निज कर्म निरत श्रुति रीति तेहि कर फल पुनि विषय विराग तब मम धर्म उपज अनुराग श्रवणादिकन भक्ति दृढ़ाहि मम लीला रति अति मन माहि वाह वंडरफुल मेरे ख्याल में 4 दिन लगेगा because so many details because of his pet topic Tulsidas ji made Lord Rama to explain about Bhakti. We are going to study it anyway in the evening class more detail. But here it has come, so we are thoroughly going through it also as per Sri Adi Shankara Bhagavan's Bhashya, which gives a controlled, regulated, to the point direction to our intellects to understand. शंकर भगवान के अनुसार आप बुद्धि को चलाओगे तुरंत परमात्मा को पाओगे, है ना? Finally, we have to think. We think erratically. Instead of that, we think as guided by the masters, the great Adi Shankara. Then it becomes systemized because he's already realized. Na? So those who have already realized, when they tell us, it is always pakka foolproof. Okay. Yes. Yeah. Who is this Yasya? Purushasya Adhikarinaha. Who is Adhikari? Atyasami Sadhana Chatushti Sampanna Adhikari. That is the meaning of Yasya. Of that person, whoever he is, for him, Deve Para Bhakti. So Deva means, who is Deva? Yata Prabandhena Darshita Akhanda Ekarasa Sachidananda Rupa Paranjoti Swarupa Parameshwara. That is called as Deva. Now that Deva, for our convenience, you take him in Rama and Krishna Rupa, but don't get stuck up in any Rupa Nama. You should be able to enjoy the Rupa Nama Bhakti, then the Nirguna Sakara Bhakti, then Nirguna Dhyana. सारे हमें आना चाहिए, जो जब जहां जरूरत है वो कर पाना चाहिए. So, para bhakti in Deva, who is Parameshwara, who is Sachidananda, who is Paranjyoti Rupa, who is told in this Prabandha so far as Akhanda Ekarasa. Now, what is para? Para means Utkrishta and Nirupacharita. This Utkrishta and Nirupacharita, which are the meanings of the word para, are for the bhakti upalakshana. ऐसा भक्ति होना चाहिए. Explained exhaustively. Two words are used here again by Shankara. Ki achanchalyam shraddha cha. Yesterday we were here. Bhakti में चंचलता नहीं होना है. Once we have selected that Rupa of the Guru, whole life you dedicate. Again go on changing the Guru and Badalo. Unless that Guru himself, like Gurudev, went to Tapanu Maharaj, sent by Shivananda. Isn't it? He did not change. He was sent there. But in his heart, he had no difference between both of them. So from both of them, he got Diksha ek se, Shiksha ek se liye hai. So those things should become an examples to us. So Achanchalya means that. The Achanchalata means changing the Guru or God himself. Achanchalata means not for the Paramatma goal, but for something else, doing the bhakti is also Chanchalata. Third, while doing the upasana, out of the mind's habits of Manorajya, allowing the mind to become chanchal. So तीन तरह के अचंचलताएं. Achanchal means steady, stable, unmoving. Nischala and Achanchala are same. So mind should be Achanchala during the Upasana. That is one Achanchalata. Regarding the Lakshya, it is Achanchala. Only I have to have that Paramatma Anubhuti. For that sake only I am doing all these Upasanas. Third, Achanchalya means shifting from one Devata to the other, to the other, to other. Getting confused. Remember, Devata is the means, devotion is goal, inner goal. So through this Devata, you are getting the devotion. Hold on to him for that steady devotion. नहीं तो ये flicker होता रहेगा, चंचल होता रहेगा. So अचांचल्यम. Second is what? Very powerful, very important thing. पता नहीं किस जन्म में हम इसको समझेंगे. श्रद्धा. In the Shraddha, precisely, we have already seen, this Guru is Sakshat Parabrahma Rupa. This Guru is enough for me that he will lead me for moksha. Whatever this Guru tells me as my sadhanas, I will 100% do them, isn't it? And I will never leave him. These feelings are called as Shraddha. वो बाहर से दिए नहीं जाते. It is from inside. And a matured intellect knows from inside and does, like everywhere, like Shraddha towards my nation. If it has to come from inside, if नहीं आया तो जो बंगाल में जो सत्यानाश किया देश को ऐसा होगा. There is no Shraddha from inside for the country. Therefore sold it out almost. कितना खराब कर दिया देखो. For the nation or the state. The Desha Bhakti comes from inside that Shraddha. Anything, the city where I am living, it should be good. It should not be spoiled because of me. That is Shraddha from inside. So to traffic, I am traveling, I am driving my car. So my driving should not trouble others. It is Shraddha from inside. That is Shraddha coming from inside. और नहीं हुआ तो he will go erratic. Everywhere from within, like wife. She is my life for my this entire life. I will take care of her, I love her. That's it. That is Shraddha. अब वो कौन पढ़ाएगा उसको बाहर से? इसको अंदर से होना चाहिए. So too for her, Shraddha towards the husband. This entire love, he is my husband, he is everything to me. Once they make that Shraddha, वो बात खत्म हो गया. That issue is gone. Tension नहीं है अभी. You know, the meaning of word Shraddha is Sat Dhatte iti Shraddha. That which is definitely will give you the Sat reality. That's why again Adi Shankara Bhagavan in Vivek Chudamani, he told about so many sadhanas. In them, to Shraddha only he told, when you have Shraddha, you get the Lord. You know, Shastrasya Guruvakyasya Satyabuddhya Avadharana Sa Shraddha Kathita Sadbhihi Yaya Vastu Upalabhyate. Only when you have Shraddha, you will get the Vastu. Because Vastu is already there. You are not believing. That is Ashraddha. When you have Shraddha, it is revealed just like that. In Gita, again, 4th chapter, Shraddhavan Lavate Jnanam. And in Gita, to ultimate it is. After teaching 16 chapters of Gita, before teaching the 18th chapter of Moksha, in one chapter, Bhagavan teaches only one thing called Shraddha. The whole chapter is dedicated to Shraddha Traya Vibhaga Yoga. With all this study and sadhana, you have to develop Shraddha, then you become qualified for the moksha that is taught in the 18th chapter. That is how the connection. Even if you have not studied the 16 chapters, never mind. If you have the 17 chapters of Shraddha, you are fit for the 18th chapter moksha. How many examples can be given from the entire Shastras in so many cases? And the Ekalavya Shraddha, that from the Murti only learnt of Dronacharya. Everywhere the Shraddha of Nachiketa. Throughout life he was Shraddhavan. The starting shloka itself talks about Nachiketa as Shraddha. First or two shlokas. Isn't it? Ushan havai vajashravasah sarvavedasam dadau tasya nachiketa nama putra asa tagamha kumaragam santam dakshinasu niyamanasu shraddha avivesha. Shraddha only, with which he really achieved ultimate. He had Shraddha in parents, father, he had Shraddha in Yamaraj, in the Jnanam given by Yamaraj. अब कितने कितने बातें बताए. In Kaivalya Upanishad also, Adihi Bhagavo Brahma Vidyam Arishtam. The disciple goes and asks, O Guru, the Sreshta Brahma Vidya, Varishtha Brahma Vidya, teach. The Guru says, Shraddha Bhakti Dhyana Yoga Davaihi. Bhaiya, it is not taught, it is learnt. I will tell you, but you have to learn. For that, Shraddha is required. Again in Prashna Upanishad, when the six disciples go to Guru, Guru tells, Ek saal, bhuya eva tapasa brahmacharyena shraddhaya samvatsaram samvatsyata. Atha prashnan pruchata yadi vignasyamaha sarvam havo vakshama iti. Everywhere the Shraddha, Shraddha. In Tulsi Ramayana also, in the very next second or third shloka, वंदे बोधमयम नित्यम गुरुम नहीं ऊपर उससे पहले आ, आ, उस ऊपर वाला जो है ना गणपति मंत्र फर्स्ट आता है. देन सेकंड वन भवानी शंकरौ वंदे श्रद्धा विश्वास रूपिणौ. सी शंकर इज श्रद्धा रूप. And yabhyam vina na pashyante siddhaha swa antastam ishwaram. People cannot realize the self inside them without Shraddha. So how many places? Everywhere, everywhere, everywhere Shraddha. In an office outside also, when the boss has Shraddha, in the subordinate तब तक ही वो नौकरी में रखेगा. टूट गया तो छोड़ निकाल देते. छोटू जब तक इनको उन पे श्रद्धा है तब तक नौकरी करेगा. टूट गया तो चला जाएगा. एक बंदे को भी जीवन पे जब तक श्रद्धा है जीता रहेगा. नहीं है तो विल कमिट. Isn't it? Everywhere Shraddha, Shraddha. Therefore, one is Achanchalya, Parabhakti ka artha. Second is Shraddha. Okay, Achanchalyam, Shraddha cha ubhe. Shraddha means you cannot leave it now. Bas pakad liya. Come what may. I will die but I will not leave. That is Shraddha, which is the eternally protecting thing in Sanatana Dharma. And wherever Sanatana Dharma glani happened, because of the people who lost the Shraddha in it. One reason of Shraddha losing is Bhautikavad. Second reason of losing Shraddha is detaching from it, therefore missing the glory of it. At the same time, somebody else comes to misguide and destroy our Shraddha. These are all converting people and all. Only one goal is to destroy our Shraddha in our Sanatana Dharma. Only one thing they do, destroy the faith. Terrible it is. Mahapapa they are doing, we should not do. I am telling you one thing, throughout life don't do it. You die but you don't do it. What is it? Destroying the Shraddha in others. वो एक चीज करो वो सत्यानाश हो जाएगा. बट करो मत उस बात को. जोशयेत सर्वकर्माणि. We have to increase Shraddha in the hearts of people about the life, about values, about goodness, about nobility, about higher goals, about achievements. Shraddha बढ़ाओ, सत्यानाश करो मत उसका. Like somebody, your pota came talking about this drawing I want to make. दादा तू चेहरा अपना आईने में देख, तू बनाएगा क्या गधे की तरह है तू. अरे you just destroy the Shraddha of that child. And with all dukkha he goes away, and after half an hour he comes. I made a donkey picture. And he shows it and your picture will be there because वो गधा बना रहा था. You only are remembered because गुस्सा किया ना. What do you mean? You want to make a donkey photo and you are made mine? दादाजी अच्छा है कि नहीं वो बताओ बस. श्रद्धा को तोड़ते जाते हैं हम. डोंट ब्रेक द श्रद्धा, एड टू इट पॉजिटिव श्रद्धा, है ना, गुडनेस में श्रद्धा. श्रद्धा इज अ ब्यूटिफुल थिंग इन लाइफ. श्रद्धा इज द संभल करके इन तुलसी रामायण इट कम्स. इट्स द en route expenses. In Puja Gurudev's language, Shraddha is a fuel which continuously puts you on the path. Moment you lose Shraddha, like you lose Shraddha for the class, you don't come again. Again, to reinstate Shraddha in Shastra and Guru and Paramatma and Adhyatmikata, वो 10 lives लगेंगे. क्योंकि एक बार फिसल गया ना तो नीचे जाते फिर आने में कठिन होता है. इसलिए मेंटेन श्रद्धा when you get it till the goal is reached. 5 श्रद्धाs we told you कहाँ कहाँ होना चाहिए. You know, the tongue twisting definition to Shraddha given by Puja Gurudev. You know, faith is to believe in something which you do not know now, so that the result of which is you will come to know what you believe in. ऐसे twisting वाला. Believe in something which you do not know, as a result of which you will come to know what you believe. In Mahanarayana Upanishad, whole concluding mantras talk about Shraddha only. श्रद्धा 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 सद्धत्ते इति श्रद्धा. नहीं है तो गया जिंदगी. ओके, हैव श्रद्धा इन परमेश्वर, इन गुरु, in the sadhana, in the reality, in oneself. Understood? Achanchalyam Shraddha cha ubhe. In whom? The Parameshwara. Who is the Parameshwara? It is said. Now with the calm, quiet mind, with this data written on a paper, when you contemplate, you will understand. Problem with us is what? With our Chanchala Mana, we come in the class and data is not registered at all. Then we don't do homework of our own contemplation. Then the knowledge never comes to us. So we remain ignorant all the time. That is why just now we said that thought, the knowledge is not given, it is taken. You have to take it by preparing our own antakarana. All these understandings. Okay. Achanchalyam Shraddha cha ubhe. किन में? परमेश्वर में. Just like you have in Parameshwara, yatha, tatha, in the Guru also. Who is he? Brahma Vidya Upadeshtari Guru api. है ना? Brahma Vidya Upadeshtari Guru. The Guru who is the true Upadeshta of Brahma Vidya. In that Brahma Vidya teaching Guru also, same Achanchalya, Shraddha Yukta, Bhakti, Para Bhakti we have to have. This all will happen when we are clear in our inner goal of Paramatma Prapti. Paramatma Prapti is my goal. This Guru and God will help me, bless me, guide me. So I am totally surrendering to Him. Isn't it? Be clear about all this. Enough of listening to our own minds, whims and fancies and imaginations, and getting misguided by others. And one thing is sure, once you have come to level of listening to Brahma Vidya through Upanishads, don't again go to listen to the people who are at the lower level, who have not studied Brahma Vidya. Therefore, their direction, their pointing, their explanation, all will be at that lower level. And then listening to them, confused, and you come and ask me the question. Already answered. If you held this answer, your question would have never born. अरे लोग कुछ तो कहते रहते हैं at that level. For those people, you are reasonable. Please respect your status and position and dignity, that you are the students of Brahma Vidya. Every day you are listening to Brahma Vidya Upanishads. That identity को protect करो, respect करो उसको, गिरो मत नीचे. What is गिरना? Go to any ज्योतिषी and you tell तुमको शनि पकड़ा है. अरे you are शनि. शनि तुमको कहाँ पकड़ेगा? यू आर अधिष्ठान ब्रह्मा ऑफ द होल यूनिवर्स. एंड अगेन वी आर वरीड. पकड़ेगा तो शनि किसको पकड़ेगा? जीव को, देह को. यू आर नॉट जीव, यू आर नॉट देह, यू आर ब्रह्मन. Understood? What is to be done at the Vyavahara level is Dharma Jivana and some Upasanas, some mantras, some Kavacha Parayana, as we are doing in the morning Vedic chanting class, so that the protection is done from the unexpected sources of disturbance. Some deliberately do, many accidentally do. Deliberately करो, accidentally करो, हमको लगता है वो. उससे बचने के लिए हम अपनी तरफ चारों अच्छा जीवन और कुछ दैवोपासना से कवच बनाएंगे. बात खत्म. उसके बाद remaining our time has to focus on the reality beyond the upadhi. I'm talking about Shraddha and all that. Okay, यथा देवे तथा ब्रह्म विद्या उपदेष्टरि गुरु. जैसे देवता में है वैसे ही ब्रह्म विद्या उपदेश देने वाले गुरु के प्रति भी अचांचल्य, श्रद्धा युक्त, पराभक्ति, परा उत्कृष्टा, निरुपचरिता. अंडरस्टूड? देन तथा ब्रह्म विद्या उपदेष्टिर गुरु अपि तद उभयम यस्य वर्तते. And the one in whom both in the guru as well as in the God, this parabhakti is there. One meaning of para is utkrishta and nirupacharita. And what is the meaning of that? Shraddha and achanchalya. Yasya, the one who has got this way, the two types of devotion, yasya vartate tasya only. To him only the self is realized. The reality is realized or revealed, which is hidden in the behind these Sukshma Vedantic Upanishadic mantras. Okay, that is said in this portion. Is a big sentence. Okay, tad ubhayam yasya vartate tasya tapta shirasaha jalarashi anveshanam vihaya yatha sadhanantaram nasti यथा च बुभुक्षितस्य भोजनात् अन्यत्र साधनान्तरं न एवं गुरुकृपां विहाय ब्रह्म विद्या दुर्लभा इति त्वरान्वितस्य मुख्य अधिकारिणः महात्मनः उत्तमस्य एते कथिता अस्यां श्वेताश्वतर उपनिषदि श्वेताश्वतरेण महात्मना कविना उपदिष्टाः अर्थाः प्रकाशन्ते स्व अनुभवाय भवन्ति. विदाउट फुल स्टॉप ही गिव सच ए बिग सेंटेंस. अब मैं अटक गया इधर. आपको बताने के लिए मुझे एक एक बोलना पड़ेगा फॉर माई सेटिस्फैक्शन. यू आर ऑलरेडी ज्ञानी है नो. ओके, दिस इज हाउ प्रकाशन्ते महात्मनः. दैट वर्ड इज एक्सप्लेन. तस्य of that person ete katitaha arthaha prakashante. These most glorious reality revealing mantras of great Shwethashwathara Rishi will become effective in revealing that reality to such a student who has got parabhakti both to the Lord and the Guru. This whole sentence tomorrow 25 minutes हम explain करेंगे. Then most probably at class tomorrow we will conclude this Upanishad. If one more day required, we'll do it. Otherwise tomorrow. Then in 1 or 2 days time, Chandogya also we start. Our study of Upanishads, then Brahma Sutra will go on. You have to separately take out 1 or 2 hours in your house for your own thorough study of one of the Upanishad. Master it. Through that, start doing your sadhana. Involve in that your own personal mission. And here the class is because you are tuned to Upanishads and to the speaker. It keeps you informed and inspired. एंड श्रद्धा को टूटने मत देना. अपने ऊपर भी, गुरु के ऊपर. अपने ऊपर टूट भी जाए कोई नहीं, गुरु के ऊपर टूट गया तो कोई बचाएगा नहीं. गुरु के ऊपर श्रद्धा को पकड़ के रखो. Thank God you have few people which is few of you have that which is prompting me also to take classes continuously. हाँ, your श्रद्धा is inspiring me. That's why sometime when you take a 3 दिन 4 दिन छुट्टी, मुझे डर लगता है ना, मैं किसके लिए पढ़ाऊं, मैं अकेला हो गया, ऐसा लगता है मुझे. बट आई लुक एट माई ओन सेल्फ एनीवे, फर्स्ट से लेकर मैं मेरे को ही पढ़ा रहा हूँ ना, इमीडिएटली आई सेट माई सेल्फ. That's how I protect. But your Shraddha is sustaining you and these classes. ब्यूटीफुल इट इज. और क्यों श्रद्धा को बिगड़ने देना और इसको और कहीं गलत जगह पे क्यों डिस्प्लेस करना है? नो नीड. We know the reality we have to realize. For the jnanam required, we are gaining the jnanam here. As the jnanam gained becomes spashta and we get inspired, we start doing sadhana, we reach out. हमें क्यों इधर उधर जाने देना? Isn't it? There is nothing more than Brahma Vidya. We are studying that. And nowhere need to go. Whenever you go, people with their flowery Pushpitavani, they mesmerize us. That is a moha, that is a maya. That is why in life throughout it is told, Dussang mat karo, satsang karo. You don't know our mind में कौन सा वासना है जो tempted या prompted होता है when we are with the world. When that happens, then the Shraddha here goes away. अब कितने बताओ मैं, सैकड़ों होते हैं वहां. Everything cannot be told. Hundreds and hundreds of things. है ना? In the life everything. इस जन्म में इंडिया में पैदा हुआ मैं, वैसे आई एम इंडियन नाउ. Who knows next day हम होनोलुलु I will be born. इस जन्म में I am born as Hindu. Dedicate. इस जन्म में they are my parents. Is my wife. They are children. He is my guru. This is my ब्रह्म विद्या. ऐसे फिक्स होकर उसमें हमें चलते रहना है. If you don't do that ना, you know that the kahavats famous there in English. If you don't stand for something, then you will fall for everything. That danger will be there. We have to stand for something. That's called Shraddha. You will fall for everything otherwise. Then there is no control of life. Jaise we saw in common sense thought today, our outer life will be a mess, our mind will be a mess. हाँ, जिंदगी पूरा mess हो जाएगा. ओम पूर्णमद ओम 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 ओम. बोल श्री आदि शंकर आदि भगवान की जय, श्वेताश्वत भगवान की जय, श्रुति माता की जय. थैंक यू. गीता.